Good morning, everyone. Happy Taco Tuesday. Crypto Bull Ron coming at you with the opening bell crypto. My restream software seems a little laggy today. Hoping it's not going to screw up my audio. Going right now to see if I can hear it on X. See how it's sounding over there. Laggy today. Hoping it's not going to screw up my audio. Doesn't seem to be. I'm not going to do the video, which I don't have good lighting on anyway. Let me type a little GM. Obviously, market down today as far as the traditional market. And obviously, all hands on deck for the Trump White House summit tomorrow. So we're going to look at a few things, talk about it. But as of right now, market been open about 5 minutes. And it looks like Bitcoin still holding over 64,000. So for the day, that's up 5%. You can see the range. We got even a little higher. We were up as much as 1%. Didn't quite hit. I hit about 64, 539 by the crypto bubbles, which is kind of an aggregator. So, not bad. Let's look over at the traditional markets. Traditional markets way down. First off, let's look at oil. Oil 84.74 up 1.19%. So, not good. I think, and we're going to talk about it. Big started to hear. We're going to start talking about. There's this new. They're talking about diesel price potentially getting a lot higher. We'll delve into that a little bit. Not good if that's happening. But yeah, no matter what you hear, if you just look at the oil price, because I don't believe the media. I think it's all propaganda on both sides. And I think everyone must feel the same as me. It's funny because I used to have a few TVs. I used to have actually where I lived, all the like Fox, CNN, and not CNBC, but whatever the other one was, the real leftist, right wing, or real liberal one, MSNBC. Those were all next to each other, so I could watch them all. And I kind of did different events, see how they did them. But now I don't watch it at all. And even the stuff I get online, I don't believe. But anyway, no matter how you slice it, we're 84.74, probably $20 above where crude oil should be without this problem going with Iran. I don't know what the plan is. Trump says he seems to be waiting it out. But yeah, we're up 1.19%. So take it for what it's worth. I think that's what really matters. And some talk about diesel getting a lot higher. We'll show you that. But NASDAQ down almost 1%, down 0.96. Dow down 0.34. S&P down a half at 0.52. Now, a couple notable things. SpaceX 142.50. It's down a little. It was up about $3 higher. It looked like it was going to open about $3 higher, but it didn't. Still, considering before the unlock, it was down to around 110, 111. And then STRC 94.55 up 0.2. Looking at Bitcoin again. I hope we can hold on to that 69. So market way down. So what we have here is we actually have Bitcoin outperforming the market slightly, which doesn't happen very often. I'm going to attribute it to the summit tomorrow. Now, what does that mean? Does that mean they're really going to try and get the Clarity Act over? There is news reports out there that Trump's pushing these politicians hard for this Clarity Act, right? So does that mean we're going to get that? They're going to carry that over the finish line, or does it mean they're going with Plan B? I've heard both opinions. I don't know. We're going to find out. I think it's good though, because we don't have enough crypto talk since Trump's been in office. we had the one big meeting and everyone's very crypto friendly. But anyway, I didn't think it was. I don't think he's talking enough about it. But anyway, yeah, I like where Bitcoin is if it can hold this levels, and I think that's the reason. Ethereum. Let's look at Ethereum. 1898.82. So right there, teetering on 1900. Down 0.4 for the day. XRP has lost the dollar support, which it was really strong there for a while. It's now 0.998774, down a third of a point. So low sentiment out there for XRP right now. I guess I like my stance. I loved XRP when it first came out. I loved their vision. Didn't think they were able to execute on it. I ran that first one up like multiple 100x, well over 100x. I think from like a penny or less or something like that to like 340 or whatever it went to. And then kind of became a stable coin there for a while. I like it. I don't love it. I think it's a blue chip. They've got their things they're working on. I don't think they're going to take over the banking industry. That's my opinion. But I do think it's a solid thing. I think it's got great support out there, and they're doing their stable coin. Some banks are going to use them, and they're doing their chain for RWA and things like that. But sentiment isn't great right now. Solana is 76.25, up 0.7. So it's kind of outperforming. So Bitcoin and Solana both looking good, both outperforming, obviously, the stock market. If we can hold these levels, I'll honestly be pretty happy. Hex +9. There's VVV again. Rank 74. I did the IPO or launch or whatever you called it for this. I don't know if I saved any of it, but anyway, that token, nice pop today. Don't know what the news is. Yeah, so holding strong. Let's look. Let's look at Cash Cat. Cash Cat kind of slowly bleeding back down. Was the big meme coin on the new Robinhood chain. Then they listed it right there on the actual app, and now it's kind of up, down. It's settling in around 103.7, down 1%. Ansem, on the other hand, some news with Ansem launching a launch pad and stuff, which I don't have a lot of details. I haven't had a lot of time to look into it, but it's up to 260. It was around 170, up 262.30. Obviously, it wicked all the way up to 352. But anyway, up 4.59% today. Going parabolic, my buddy, I've been pushing pretty hard. Pretty flat right here. 11.6 million down, 12.68. We're doing a lot of community stuff, a lot of working, trying to get it more, have a goal to get it back over 21 million. It wicked up to almost 50 million, came all the way down to 5, and you can kind of see 4.7, under 5 actually, back up to 24, down to 12. Anyway, we're just kind of up as high as like 18, but that's what it is, kind of in a sideways accumulation. And anyway, that's what it is. Got to get that fired up a little bit, but take a look at some of the news that's shaping things. This was interesting, unexpected. Wall Street giant Jane Street dropped a bombshell SEC filing. They disclosed owning over 990 million in Bitcoin ETFs, mostly BlackRock, mostly IBIT. But yeah, that's big. I mean, someone's been buying. Saylor hasn't bought in like 8, 9, 10 weeks. So what, 2.5 months? Has actually been selling. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, if I remember correctly, I think like 660 million of this was in the last quarter. So they've been buying the dip. Smart money still continues to buy the dip. And $2.8 trillion Citibank announces they will go live with Bitcoin custody services later this year. So another big step. Wall Street joining the Bitcoin standard there. Harvard University, they're now up. We've known, they've reported a few times. We know they've been buying some of this for their fund, for their endowment, whatever you call it. But anyway, 101.3 million in BlackRock Bitcoin ETFs. So look, pretty soon it's going to be every country, every state, every university, every company, and pretty much most people. So that's how we get to where we're going. So I think that's pretty bullish. And here it is. So Ansem Launchpad and the on-chain index Z500, which allows teams to easily drop token supply to Ansem holders on launch. That gives them access to Ansem's audience. Climbs it by buying and burning Ansem. So 500K Ansem burn, 180 in airdrop sent to Ansem holders so far. So the Launchpad thing, so many Launchpads listing. Back in the day, the Launchpad was kind of a pre-sale vehicle, and it was very successful. And then they did kind of a cool thing that you try and get on the whitelist, and the first, if you got on that, you had multiples like 40Xs and stuff. It was just a small part of the supply. But I don't know. I don't know how effective these Launchpads are. Seems like everyone's doing Launchpad, but this is smart. Obviously, the coin has reacted well to it, gives us some more utility, and so interesting. I don't know much about it. I'm just starting to. I just saw this today. Haven't really delved into much of it, to be honest with you. But I do want Ansem to do good. I'm always looking for different ideas people have, and I do think Ansem doing good will be good for our Bitcoin bull and good for Solana and good for meme coins as a whole. So shout out to Ansem. Need to follow it a little more. I don't follow him that much, to be honest with you. I don't even know that much about him. Nothing I've heard of him ever overly impressed me or whatever, but obviously he's got a lot of mind share out there, a lot of attention. So South Korea blocked Polymarket, ruling that the platform facilitates illegal crypto gambling despite its peer-to-peer model. Country joins more than 30 jurisdictions restricting the prediction market. So this is just going to be an ongoing battle to see where this levels out, right? I'd almost like to see it more decentralized, not knowing who the founders, owners, maybe they could get away from more. Maybe that's what someone does, right? But I don't know. At any rate, I think there's 4 states that are blocking them, suing them, whatever. Now 30 jurisdictions worldwide. So very handy tool, but it definitely does, in my opinion, kind of borders on gambling, or is just straight up gambling, how you look at it. But it is nice to get information as far as people are betting real money, smart people. It is very predictive and very valuable information. You see me quoting it every day virtually here. Reddit joins the S&P today with index funds estimated to buying 16.7 RDDT shares worth nearly $3 billion. So when you get on there, then everyone puts it in their wallet, right? So that's why I think that's why I think Sailors I think he's been they want to put him maybe his I don't know where they're going to put him on. Maybe his more the NASDAQ 100 or maybe the S&P. I can't remember. But once you have that, everyone that holds those indexes have to hold it. So basically, Reddit's going to see $3 billion in buying today. So looks like, remember, it surged up, then it kind of had to buy the rumor, sell the news. But anyway, it is good for a stock to be included. This was funny. Donald Trump shares a map showing the Straits of Hormuz as new U.S. territory. So Trump knows how to play this game, but it seems to be stuck in a quagmire right now. And oil's higher, and it's not good. And inflation is not going to stay low if it doesn't get resolved. So, and we have the midterm elections coming up. So, I'm actually, like I've said a few times the last week or so, I'm shocked that Bitcoin is where it is with everything that hasn't gone right. Right? Doesn't look like we're getting rate cuts. Doesn't look like the Clarity Act is going to pass. War isn't settled. People are getting their data breached and hacks. I mean, it's shocking to me that we're not $50,000 Bitcoin right now. Bitcoin very resilient. So this is something I just started hearing about. The U.S. diesel crack spread has hit a record 102.2 per barrel, surpassing the 22 energy crisis. Its normal range is 20 to 40. Even the 22 dropped down to 80. The diesel crack measures how much more diesel is worth than the crude used to produce it. At 102.2, that premium equals roughly $2.43 per gallon. When diesel gets expensive, everything gets expensive. You think about it. I was at Walmart with my wife last night. You think about it. They get 2, 3, 4 trucks a day per Walmart to stack all that stuff. We were kind of broadly looking around. We looked at garden stuff. We looked at some camping stuff. We looked at some craft stuff. We're mainly going grocery shopping. But we went to a super Walmart, and we were there probably an hour and a half. Walked like 4,000 steps, right? So we were there for a while looking around, and it's just amazing that the system they have, and they stock that up. But it's all diesel, right? Everything gets more expensive. So I don't know. I've never heard of this before. Obviously, there's a demand for diesel. It seems to me, like I say, first time ever hearing this, it seems to me like there's an issue here of production or something. I don't know, but it looks like this could push diesel, which sucks because I drive a diesel truck. But it's not personal people like me driving diesels that's going to cause the problem. It's all the semis carrying all our goods. So anyway, I don't know much about it. Need to learn a little more about it, but I did start to hear about it yesterday and saw this report. So it seems like diesel's going to get expensive at a higher rate. So not good. So looking back, let's see if anything's changed. I mean, listen, slow news day. We're just waiting. I mean, obviously, Wall Street's having a bad down day, and we're just waiting, seeing if we can hold on. What happens with this thing tomorrow, with this summit tomorrow? Thank you, by the way, everyone joining me live on YouTube and here on X as well. Not a super exciting day, but I am excited that Bitcoin's being resilient and we were hold above 64. Okay, so let's look here. Crude oil a little better, 84.29, up 0.66. NASDAQ 1.23, so got worse. Negative. Dow, so stock market's not doing good. Got bonds going up. We got potential problem in the diesel. I don't know if it's the refining side or what. Need to look into that a little more. And then last look at Bitcoin here. This refresh, make sure we're looking at the proper numbers here. Yeah, it looks like it's 64,143, which would have it up about 0.8%. So, yeah, Bitcoin, one of those rare days recently that Bitcoin's outperforming, and I think it's tomorrow, so we'll see. I think the Clarity Act, either way, it is what it is, right? More than anything, markets hate uncertainty. So when you know what you're dealing with, that's what it is. So, Yep, that's where we're at. I think decent day for Bitcoin, slow day overall. All hands just waiting for their. I'm going to start my GM Bitcoin morning show in about 5 minutes, 8 minutes. We'll talk a little bit about the Bitcoin bull, meme coin. We'll talk about all this other stuff. Feel free to join me over there, and thank you for joining me live here. That's about it. We're going to Bitcoin's outperforming right now. Market sucks. The war is not getting any better. Oil's going up a little. Diesel looks like it might really pop. That'll hurt inflation. We'll see all these calculates for where the market goes, where Bitcoin goes, and where the midterm elections go. So that's where we're at. I would say we're in a wait and see mode today, and tomorrow till we hear about it. And Thursday morning, we'll probably have a better idea of the direction. But I'll be back tomorrow. I'll be back Thursday as long as the market's here. I will be here. So thanks for joining me. And I would say have a great Taco Tuesday. Go grab some tacos. And let's see what happens. Let's hope we can hold this level. It'd be great. We're above the 200-week moving average. That's a good thing. We're going up. We're going to hit 70. We're going to go down. We don't know yet, but we'll keep you on top of it best we can. Thanks for joining me. Feel free to join me over there on the GM Bitcoin Morning Show. Lately, we've been talking obviously a lot more TBB than we normally do. The community's joining there. Jason, the founder, joins us most days. But come join us over there. And thank you again for joining me live here. And we'll be back tomorrow to kind of have a little more preliminary insight to where that thing's going to go. But I do think it's